All right, let's dive into a topic that I find truly inspiring. It's about the power of having a vision. And we're going to be taking a deep dive today into this episode of the Visionaries Embed podcast
Okay.
with hosts Yambiro and Transcript the Truth.
Interesting.
And for those who don't know, Transcript the Truth is a poet.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to be looking at this idea of what it actually means to have a vision and how that can really shape our lives and our communities.
I like that.
And I think you'll find some of the analogies they use to describe the impact of having a vision
Yeah.
pretty intriguing.
I'm excited.
So when we're talking about this idea of having a vision,
Mm-hmm.
um, how did the hosts Yambiro and Transcript the Truth actually define that concept?
Well, they really stress that having a vision is not just some passive dream.
Right.
It's not just about hoping for something. It's about taking action,
Right.
shaping your future and making things happen.
Yeah, I think they really hit the nail on the head with that because it's not enough to just say,
Totally.
I have a vision.
Right.
Right. You have to figure out those steps to actually make it a reality.
Exactly. It's
Same.
all about the action.
Otherwise, it's just wishful thinking.
Oh, for sure.
Mhm.
And you know what really struck me
Yeah.
was Transcript the Truth's analogy of a vision being like a compass.
Yeah, that one really resonated with me too. Like, how do you see that analogy playing out?
Well, think about it. A compass, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't just tell you where you are, but it points you in a direction.
Right.
Even when you're in uncharted territory,
Yeah.
a vision can do the same thing. It's like a roadmap for your goals.
It can help you stay on track even when things get tough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this episode really digs deep into how powerful that can be,
Mm-hmm.
not just for personal growth,
Mm-hmm.
but also for making a real difference in the community.
Absolutely.
Yambiro even brought up some great examples like Martin Luther King Jr. and
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. People with strong visions that sparked significant changes.
Their impact was undeniable.
Oh, for sure.
But what we often overlook is the work, right?
Exactly.
The amount of work and dedication it took to turn those visions into reality.
Yeah, it's not magic.
Not at all.
It doesn't just happen overnight. They both faced a ton of challenges and setbacks. Like, think about King.
Mm.
He faced violent opposition to his vision of racial equality.
Yeah.
And Jackson had his own demons to battle, right? Intense scrutiny, all of that.
Yet they both persevered.
Incredible, right?
And their visions became catalysts for real change.
It's inspiring, isn't it? To think about what's possible when you have a vision and commit to it.
Absolutely.
But I think it's also important to acknowledge something else.
Okay.
That feeling of being overwhelmed,
Mhm.
When you have this big vision,
Oh, yeah.
it can be a bit daunting.
Oh, for sure. It's easy to get bogged down in the how of it all and feel like it's just too much.
Right, and this is where Transcript the Truth's advice really resonated with me.
Yeah.
They talked about the importance of breaking down that vision
Mm-hmm.
into manageable steps,
Right.
focusing on what you can do today, even if it seems small, you know.
Mm.
It's all about making progress toward that ultimate goal.
It's like instead of trying to climb Mount Everest in one giant leap, you focus on taking one step at a time.
Yes, and eventually you reach the summit.
And this is where the idea of community comes in, right?
Absolutely. And Yambiro had this really cool analogy about lighting candles.
Oh, tell me about that.
Well, he talked about how one candle can light many others, creating a brighter flame.
Right.
It's the same with sharing your vision.
Yeah.
It amplifies the impact.
Okay, I like that.
They even invited listeners to share their visions online,
Right.
emphasizing the whole collective action thing,
Absolutely.
creating change together.
Mm-hmm.
But what I also appreciate is that they made it clear that visions don't have to be these massive world-changing aspirations.
Mhm.
They actually mentioned things like cultivating kindness or starting a small garden,
Oh, wow. I like that.
equally valid visions.
Absolutely. And I think that's such an important point because it reminds us that a vision doesn't have to be monumental to be meaningful, right?
Exactly.
It's about finding something that resonates with you personally,
Mhm.
gives you a sense of purpose, and guides your actions.
That's what matters.
Yeah, and in this episode, they even shared a powerful example of a personal vision through a poem, like Transcript the Truth.
Right. And this poem,
Yeah,
it really added another dimension to the conversation.
for sure.
Transcript the Truth, their words
Mm-hmm.
really touched on themes of resilience, self-determination,
Right.
and staying true to yourself
Yeah.
even when faced with doubt.
It was incredibly moving.
I thought so too.
It felt like a testament to the strength and perseverance
Wow.
that are often required to bring a vision to life.
Absolutely. The poem beautifully captured those internal struggles
Mm.
and the triumphs that come with pursuing a vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a reminder that the journey isn't always easy,
Right.
but the commitment to your vision can give you incredible strength.
There was this one line that really stood out to me.
Oh, yeah.
Beware all ye haters, this is my life.
Powerful, right?
It was such a strong statement of self-ownership.
Yeah.
A refusal to let negativity derail a personal vision.
It resonated with me, too. It speaks to the importance of trusting your instincts
Mm.
and not letting the doubts of others define your path.
And that brings us back to the idea of community.
Right.
It's great to have support, but it's also crucial to have that inner strength.
Totally agree.
Mm.
Finding that balance between seeking support and trusting your own compass.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this episode so empowering.
Mhm.
It reminds us that everyone has the potential to tap into their vision.
It challenges the idea that visionaries are these rare, exceptional individuals.
Exactly. We all have that capacity within us.
So how can our listener, who might be feeling inspired but also a bit overwhelmed,
Right.
take this message and apply it? What advice would you give?
I think the first step is just acknowledging those dreams and aspirations.
Yeah.
Don't dismiss them as unrealistic or too ambitious. Explore those possibilities.
It's like giving yourself permission to imagine without shutting down those ideas with self-doubt.
Exactly. But then you got to take the next step.
How do you go from ideas to a concrete plan?
Break it down into smaller, achievable steps. Think about one action you can take today,
Okay.
no matter how small, to move you closer to your goal.
It's like planting a seed. You might not see the full tree right away,
Right.
but with nurturing, it will blossom. But life can get in the way, and sometimes we neglect those seeds of inspiration.
That's true.
What do you say to someone struggling to stay motivated?
Share your vision with someone you trust, someone who will encourage you.
Mm-hmm.
That shared sense of purpose can be really motivating.
It's like having a cheerleader in your corner.
Exactly. And remember, your vision doesn't have to be about changing the world.
Right.
It can be about making a positive impact on your own life or your community.
It's about finding that thing that lights you up, that gives you purpose.
Yeah, it could be as simple as committing to just like one act of kindness a day,
Totally.
or finally tackling that project that you've been putting off for months.
Exactly. What matters is that it resonates with you
Right.
and that you're willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
there's one more element we haven't really touched on.
Okay, now I'm really curious.
Something that really underpins everything we've talked about today.
Ooh, tell me more.
It's the power of belief.
Mm.
And not just believing in the vision itself,
Right.
but believing in yourself and your ability to make it happen.
It's like that saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Exactly. Our beliefs shape our actions,
Mm-hmm.
and they ultimately determine the outcome.
So if we had to boil down all this amazing insight into one takeaway for our listeners,
Yeah.
what would it be?
I think it's pretty simple, really.
Okay.
You have a vision within you, right? So embrace it,
Mm-hmm.
nurture it, and believe in your power to make it a reality.
It's such a powerful message.
is.
Because it really is a reminder that we all have the potential to be visionaries
Absolutely.
in our own way.
Doesn't have to be about some grand scale of success.
Right.
It's about pursuing what truly matters to you.
Exactly what lights you up inside.
That's it.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll be featuring your story right here on the deep dive.
I would love that.
Inspiring others with how you turned your vision into reality.
Yeah.
So, to everyone listening,
Mm-hmm.
go out there, find your people, light your candles, and let's illuminate the world with the power of our collective visions.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Until next time, keep those visions burning bright.
Absolutely, I will. See you on the next deep dive.
See ya.